Hi, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to your Fast Track to 7 a.m. My name is Ashlyn Hill.
And I'm Alex Larson.
Two men are facing several drug charges after court records say they sold 75 fentanyl pills to an undercover cop in Halstead, Minnesota.
Police say Charlie Fugelberg and Carl LeClaire drove from Fargo to a Halstead gas station where they sold those 75 M30 pills to a cop. They were arrested immediately, and court records say LeClaire admitted to smoking fentanyl on the way to deliver those drugs.
Police say they found cash, more fentanyl, meth, heroin, and guns all inside the vehicle. Both men appeared in court yesterday where bond was set at $500,000. This morning, we're learning more about what led up to the arrest of Minnesota Democratic Senator Nicole Mitchell.
Detroit Lakes police were called to a home around 4:45 on Monday morning. A homeowner called 911 to report someone was in her home and the intruder ran into the basement. According to court documents, police found Senator Nicole Mitchell dressed in all black with a flashlight after they say she entered the home through a window in the basement.
The documents state she had a backpack with laptops, a cell phone, and miscellaneous Tupperware. So yesterday, Senator Mitchell released this statement saying she was there because she learned of medical information, which caused her concern and prompted her to check on a family member who has Alzheimer's and must have startled her. She adds that she denies stealing anything.
But that contradicts court documents, which say she admitted to entering the home to get items of her late father's and, quote, said, obviously, I'm not very good at this. Over in St. Paul, Republicans are urging Mitchell's immediate resignation, which could have some big implications.
Yeah, the DFL holds just a one-vote majority in the state Senate, and a resignation from Mitchell would leave the Senate tied 33-33. With dozens of party line votes happening in the legislature each month, a tie may stall the DFL's ability to move their legislation.
The Constitution requires 34 votes, a majority of the members elected, to pass a bill. And if you only have 30.
So you just heard from Peter Watson. We also got in touch with Minority Leader Mark Johnson, who called for Mitchell's immediate resignation, while Majority Leader Erin Murphy said she'll need to have serious conversations with colleagues and constituents.
Last night, the two Republican candidates for governor of North Dakota facing off in a debate. This comes as we inch closer to the June primary. Lieutenant Governor Tammy Miller and U.S. Congressman Kelly Armstrong participated in that televised debate last night.
The two conservative candidates spent most of the hour agreeing with each other. Both agreed with policies in the state about social issues, and both criticizing federal regulation that they say is holding back North Dakota's energy industry.
Where they disagreed, however, was the Legacy Fund. Armstrong says he would like to see more transparency, while Miller says there's already enough.
This is the 21st century. You shouldn't have to file an open records request to understand where North Dakota taxpayer dollars are invested.
There is an online tool, and all of the meetings that we conduct at the state are open meetings. So citizens of North Dakota can tune into those meetings and learn everything they want about the Legacy Fund.
With the debate now over, it's up to voters in June to decide who will be on that November ballot. A reminder, this Severe Weather Awareness Week, today is North Dakota's statewide tornado drill. That's where counties and cities will be testing out those loud outdoor sirens.
It's going to be happening at 11:15 a.m. Again, if you will hear those sirens, but it is just a test. After years of planning, studies, and public input, the Federal Highway Administration has approved a new interstate interchange in Grand Forks. It'll be built at I-29 and 47th Avenue South. The mayor says it's the first interchange to be built in Grand Forks since the late 1960s.
The city says 47th Avenue South was chosen based on the requirement that new interchanges relieve future traffic concerns. The mayor says this should help with congestion on 32nd Avenue South. Well, time now to get a check of our Wednesday morning forecast as we send things right on over to meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning.
Good morning. Nice to see that sun shining nice and brightly behind you guys there. In the meantime, we're also talking about the rainy weather we've got coming our way in the forecast. Enjoy that sun while we can, because by the time we get into Thursday night and especially into Friday and beyond, that's when we're ramping up our chances for some rain, wet weather, gray conditions for us here. Good for replenishing, of course, our dry conditions, but it will lead to some soggier days ahead. So enjoy this beautiful beautiful weather while we have it. You can see on our radar and satellite map, we've got some clear skies. We're looking at conditions that are looking really good on our loop here. And again, our sky cam showing beautiful sunshine this morning. A little hazy out there. Overall, though, good visibility right now. Our temperature in Fargo's at 31. Grand Forks is at a chillier 23 degrees right now. So temperatures well below freezing in some spots. Thief River Falls right at the freezing mark. Bemidji at a chilly 21. And Detroit Lake's at 27. We've got sunshine there and in Devil's Lake. And Devil's Lake's one of the spots still above freezing at 35 degrees. And again, now that that sun is up, our temperatures are going to rise rather quickly. So out at the bus stop this morning, not bad for kids. They may want that extra layer to start. They probably won't want it later. We're looking at temperatures into the mid 60s, and with very light southerly winds, that won't be a factor. It's just going to feel beautiful with the sunshine that we're going to enjoy through most of the day today. Now, tomorrow's a day of transition. We're going to see a surge of warmth come into the valley. We'll get into the mid 70s for highs ahead of our next system. There's going to be some wind with that too. Still a decent day given that temperature is going to be so warm, but heading into Thursday night and then beyond into Friday and the weekend, that's when we'll have chances for rain and cooler temperatures too as we head into the weekend. But don't worry, next week we've got some more springtime warmth coming our way. Several days we'll be near that 70-degree mark as we move into May.
Yeah, don't worry, don't panic, everybody.
Yes.
We're warming up.
Yes, yeah. You know, the timing's not so great for the weekend, but again, we do have some really nice days ahead in the 11-day planner.
Yeah.
Yeah, good mix there.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa. Cass County's Bonanzaville is having their 2024 exhibit grand opening tomorrow.
This Pioneer Village and Museum gives you a historical sneak peek of how our region looked way back into the 1800s.
And that's where we find the Valley Today's Tatum Miller live at Bonanzaville to check out those new exhibits. Good morning, Tatum.
Good morning, guys. We're here live at Bonanzaville. I'm here with Beth Jansen, who is the executive director here. And Beth, we kind of took a stroll outside. So where are we now?
Well, right now we are in front of our train shed, and you're looking straight at 684, which is an 1883 steam engine. She's a C-class steam engine and the last one of her kind. The remaining C classes have been destroyed.
Oh my goodness.
So and she's here in Fargo.
Right.
Yep.
This is a crazy building, but
Yes.
this isn't the only one you have on your campus here.
No, we have 41 buildings, and 36 of them are either historical or historical replicas.
All right. So quite a big campus to work off of. And I know you've been working on interpretation specifically for your 2024 exhibits. too.
Yes. We've been working on interpretations actually for the last 3 years. This year we have added some in this building specifically, and then we are also looking to add them to our car museum and possibly tractor museum as well. So an interpretation basically gives you a description of and tells you where these items come from. As I said I was talking about 684, well, this is also a Pullman coach, which is a passenger car. One of the things that we struggle with when we're coming to put exhibits together is what if we don't have this information? So a good example is the coach car does not have this information. We don't know exactly what year she was built. Not quite sure why we call all the trains cheese, but that's kind of a normal thing for us. We don't know exactly when she was built. She is either a 1910 that was refitted in 1933 or a 1933. So we're not quite sure. She does seem to be older than the 1933 though, so we're kind of going for the 1910. So our interpretations will give you a lot of information about the items that you're looking at. We also have added some for the caboose, which is in the back. Not used. Cabooses are not used very often anymore. You won't see them on the end of every train because there have been electronic items that have been added to the back of trains that will do the same job. And so our caboose has also got a new interpretation as well as the snowplow on the other side. That, like I said, that's part of being a museum. It's being able to educate the community on the history of North Dakota, of the prairie, of the people that settled here.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Beth. And when we check in with you guys in just a little bit, we're going to focus on reconstruction and our upcoming event tomorrow night. I'm Tatum Miller for Valley News Live. Back to you at the studio.
All right. Thank you so much for that inside look, Tatum.
Yeah, pretty incredible on our tour this morning. And a big reminder, the Bonanzaville exhibit grand opening is happening tomorrow from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Historic Village in West Fargo. All right, take a look at this. At last night's NDSU baseball game against Mayville State, this very special young lady was honored. This is 7-year-old Maya Noreen, and she got to place the first pitch ball on the mound.
2 years ago, Maya was battling leukemia, and thanks to the Make-A-Wish Foundation, she got to see the Princess Castle at Disney World in 2022. Her family says the trip was a true home run for her and her whole family, and last night's support means the world to them.
It means a lot. I mean, you don't want to be the family that ends up with the child with cancer, but then when they get through it and you can celebrate and you can live in a community like this that can rejoice with you and share it, it means a lot to us. Yeah.
And some fabulous news. Maya has graduated to cancer survivorship. She's going to continue to have follow-up appointments until she's 18.
Love that story. Well, the Minnesota Department of Natural Resources now confirming zebra mussels in Lee Lake. This is near Hawley in Clay County.
A lake property owner contacted the DNR after noticing zebra mussels along the shoreline and attached to a rock. A DNR invasive species specialist then found adult zebra mussels on a dock at the Lee Lake Public Water Access, and then at a second point about 3/4 of a mile from the public access.
They say whether or not a lake has invasive species, Minnesota law requires you to clean your watercraft, trailers, and equipment and drain all water and leave those drain plugs out during transport. If you think you found zebra mussels in an unreported area, you need to contact the DNR right away. All right, take a look at this. A bear in a tree checking out the beautiful view. So this was sent to us from a viewer in McIntosh, Minnesota yesterday.
Yeah, how cool is that? A nearby dog didn't like it though. You may be able to hear him in the background growling. The person who took the video says this was right off of her driveway in McIntosh. That's just north of Monoman.
Of course, the Minnesota DNR says if you see a bear like this, do not approach. The woman assures us she was safely in her vehicle while recording this video.
And check this out, sheriff's deputies in Dunn County went above and beyond to make sure a couple of high schoolers could make it to prom.
The deputies came across a broken down vehicle while on patrol. This is Danica and Ian. They were all dressed up so beautifully, as you can see, but they were stranded on their way to the Killdeer prom because of that breakdown.
The pair got a courtesy ride, pulling up to prom in a sheriff's office vehicle to enjoy a very memorable evening. Look at that picture.
I love that. Well, I'm glad they made it.
Yeah.
A night to remember. Well, the Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us here on the Valley today.
Take care.